Today in Sacramento, California, a love triangle, a flight to Mexico, and a verdict years in the making. Let's start with this. Justice finally caught up. I'm Dean Bark. Welcome to the City Report with Dean Bark in Sacramento. Let's cut to the chase. First up, a Sacramento jury has found Arturo Hernandez, a 33-year-old Sacramento man, guilty of second-degree murder in the 2017 killing of Anthony Freese. Prosecutors said the attack happened in November 2017 at the Regency Apartments in Sacramento after Hernandez learned his estranged wife was dating Freese. According to evidence presented at trial, Hernandez entered the apartment and stabbed Freese multiple times while he slept. Within weeks, Sacramento police identified Hernandez as the suspect. He then fled the country and spent nearly 5 years in Mexico. He was extradited back to Sacramento in July 2023 and later stood trial, resulting in a verdict in March 2026. Sentencing is set for April 2026, and he faces 16 years to life. This case is a stark reminder of how domestic disputes can spiral into deadly violence. That's the story right there. Personal take. Evading justice for 5 years shows a glaring gap in international law enforcement cooperation. Call it like it is. Moving on, a state appeals court has denied a request by California Attorney General Rob Bonta to stop Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco from seizing ballots from the 2025 statewide special election. Bianco, the elected head of the Riverside County Sheriff's Department and a declared candidate in the 2026 governor's race, has claimed voter fraud and moved to take custody of more than 600,000 ballots. The AG argued the seizures interfere with election operations, but the court's denial means Bianco's actions can continue for now as litigation plays out. There's also the Riverside Election Integrity Team, a volunteer group that conducted an unofficial vote count and alleged discrepancies. County election officials have rejected those claims. Key questions remain. What legal authority does a county sheriff have to seize ballots from a statewide election? And how are chain of custody and voter privacy protected while this unfolds? Well, that's one way to look at it. Personal take. Wearing a sheriff's uniform in a campaign video blurs the line between public duty and political ambition. Looks like someone forgot the memo. Speaking of legal authority and oversight, let's pivot to the next story. California lawmakers have ordered an audit of the state's federally funded law enforcement fusion centers, the intelligence sharing hubs set up after 9/11 to connect local, state, and federal agencies. State Senator Sabrina Cervantes, a legislator from the Inland Empire, requested the review to examine legal authority, funding streams, and privacy safeguards. Critics say these centers have monitored protests and circulated unverified reports, raising civil liberties concerns. Supporters argue they are a counter-terrorism backbone. The state auditor will now dig into oversight, how data flows to federal partners, and whether these centers follow state privacy laws. What's the takeaway? Transparency and clear guardrails matter most when government collects and shares information. Personal take. Fusion centers need more transparency to ensure public trust and accountability. Let's not overcomplicate this. Shifting gears, a big change at Sacramento International Airport. SSP America, a major airport dining operator active in 57 airports worldwide, is closing its final restaurant at SMF as part of a long-planned concessions overhaul. The airport is refreshing spaces to bring in a mix of local favorites and nationally known brands. A state warn notice posted this month says the last SSP unit will shut down in May 2026. The closure affects 44 workers, including servers and line cooks, and under union agreements, those employees are slated to be relocated to other airport restaurants with their wages and benefits maintained. The bigger picture. The airport's multi-year redevelopment aims to upgrade traveler options, even as it phases out longtime tenants. Nothing says travel like a pricey sandwich and a construction wall. Personal take. Refreshing airport concessions is necessary, but it shouldn't come at the cost of workers' livelihoods. Time to dig into the details on how those relocations play out. And now for something completely different. Sacramento State, the region's public university, has released its first ever football bowl subdivision schedule as it moves up from the FCS ranks. The Hornets will compete in the Mid-American Conference under a 5-year football agreement, opening at Eastern Michigan in August 2026. The jump comes with a new coaching staff, more than 50 new players, and a financial commitment topping $20 million, while the rest of Sac State athletics transition to the Big West Conference. It's a milestone. Sac State becomes the first West Coast program to move from FCS to FBS since 1969. For fans, that means new opponents, national visibility, and a tougher slate. For the university, higher stakes on and off the field. Personal take, this move sets an exciting precedent, boosting Sac State's profile in collegiate sports. Here's the latest scoop. Hornets are officially in the big leagues. And that's your report for today from the City Report with Dean Bark in Sacramento. Have a great day, and tune in tomorrow for more.